Okay, everyone, welcome back to the channel. Matt with Green Bar Trading, and today I'm going to go over a trade recap, scalp recap video on momentum stock ABOS, the catalyst, the float, the charts, why I traded it, our community, why I alerted this particular stock. So we're going to go over all of that. I'm going to try to share all my information to you about how I scalp, my strategy of scalping these really quick momentum moves, because they can give you a lot in such a small amount of time. And we love that. But in and out of these stocks. We're not marrying them. So anyway, ABOS, why was it popping up? Well, the news from this morning was Biogen's stock, and this is not ABOS, but ABOS with a bunch of other tickers. They traded in sympathy of this reason right here, okay? An absolutely terrible disease that their phase 3, Biogen's phase 3 trials absolutely rocked it, knocked it out of the park. So it gave a lot of these companies that are in development of the same medicine, it gave them that boost up. And we're just, we're taking advantage of these news catalysts. And you want to be where everybody else is trading at the moment. This is the catalyst. Now, going back to the stock that I was trading because of this, and first I'll just show you guys, we alert over on call out only. ABOS alerted this morning, and that was at 7:22. Just quick scalping. It was extended at this point. So a lot of you that follow me know that the initial moves before 8, 8:30, 9 a.m., a lot of them will start to pull on back. Now, looking at it on our Thinkorswim, this is where I got into the trade, and it was 800 shares, super fast move for $136. So what do I look at first when I'm looking at a stock? It's that catalyst, okay? So we already know what that catalyst was. And it was a great catalyst, sympathy, momentum. This is not the stock that, created the drug, but we're just going to trade this in sympathy, right? And it was the top of the gap scanner. It's still the top of the gap scanner. So what do? I go over to charts, and the first thing I want to do is I want to mark out, some levels. Those levels are right here, up back at 12, 15. You can see how we get these levels. Now, the 200 EMA on the daily chart is a big one. There's usually rejections around that. So that's where I wanted to see, where was that 200 EMA on the daily chart? It was sitting at 650. We were trading over that. So at 7 a.m., I wanted to see this break this 200 EMA. That happened. Now I go back and we dial in our entries on the 1-minute chart. I'm always looking at the 5-minute chart as well. You guys know that. This is what the 5-minute chart was looking like at the time. And this is when I wrote that it looks overextended. And it was, we kind of traded sideways, but all we're looking for is the quick in and out. Now, where was I? What was I thinking? What was I doing here? Well, the initial push up here, it started to get onto my radar right around this area right here. At that time, I'm looking at my charts, I'm looking at the news, figuring out the catalyst, right? That all takes a little bit of time. The trade that I was ready for, and I'll be honest with you, I missed it. I was ready to get in right here at the 9 EMA, and I was just way too slow. This volume bar right here tricked me. There was no volume, and then all of a sudden, we got that beautiful move. And there goes the volume. So then this is the move. I'm sitting here. Keep in mind, each candle is a 1 minute candle. So you can picture how quick 5 minutes goes. Now, this is super, super, super important. I missed my trade, right? I missed my really nice opportunity. And this is where you start to chase. If you're a new trader, you will be FOMO'd in and you will be buying all the way up here over 9. You just can't take it anymore. You can't watch this continue to go up without you. And then that ends up happening. I did a very good job at not chasing this FOMO. I did a great job not chasing this. I waited for the pullback and I got in for that next move up. Now, I know by trading this early in the morning that a lot of times this is where we're going to start to stall out before a lot of the big traders come back in to the stock, because we did see a very nice move on the upside. The 5 minute chart, sorry, the 5 minute chart, just going over that really quick with you guys. This is what the candle looked like. I was waiting to see this candle close and then looking for a little bit of a bounce. Now, not a great candle. That is a topping tail. You can see how during this 5 minutes of trading, we traded up to here, but the sellers beat it all the way back. But it was still a green candle. It was still the highest volume. So I wanted to wait and see how this closed. If this closed red, I would have been not as interested in this little jump right here. Going back to the 1 minute, the entry was here. So I waited for the pullback. And the high here was, the high here was 940. Hold on back all the way, just about $1 a share. So you can do the math. If you are buying at the wrong time, 800 shares can be an $800 loss in a minute. So while, you know, the thumbnail looks great, 136, whatever it was, $136 here in a minute, you have to be quick and you have to know when to get into something because of this. So we saw a really big pullback, still saw strength, decided we're over the 9. I'm going to get in for one last scalp because I watched this the whole way go without me. I waited for the pullback and got in for that little bounce and got out immediately. So the way that I did that was I put my order in right here on the bid. And then when I saw this candle push up, I really quick, and I wasn't going to scale out of this one. That's very important. This was a one hit in and out full size because I did not think that this would hold up. This was just a quick bounce. Got to realize that. If I was down here and I said, okay, there's my trade, I would have taken half off and I would have let more ride like you've seen in my other videos. This was a one-hit wonder here, just right here, just one trade. So when I saw the spike, the way that I get out on Thinkorswim, when I see that spike in the ask, I hit join ask. Comes right back into my order. And that's how I get out really quickly on Thinkorswim. I always want to be selling on the ask. That's how you maximize. You can also miss, though. If you're not quick enough, You can miss this, and then all of a sudden you missed your sell, and now you're sitting in the red. So you got to be really, really quick when you're not using direct access brokers. So ABOS, that was the catalyst. Now, the float here says 40 million shares. The way that I'm going to look at this is I'm going to come over here to the float checker. All right. So ABOS, you type that in, and this will give you the float. Yahoo has 13 million, FinViz 34, TD 34, 30. So I'm taking this to be around 30 million as the float. That's a bit on the higher side, but it is a good catalyst. It was trading really nicely. And, you know, while it's not a 10 million and under float, you really get those epic moves, it still was up over 90%. So it did make a really nice move. But that's the float on the stock. These are all things that I check before getting into a trade. So that's it. And you saw here at 8:15, 8:20, a really nice move up, but now has continued to come on down. It's still holding up relatively well, but you know, for the time being, and it's still at the top of the gap scanner. Also very important, you want to be trading something with the most amount of volume. So it had the volume, it had the catalyst, it had the daily chart looked good. Everything about it was good enough for me. It was over key levels. It was good enough for me to get into a quick scalp. But like I said, very, very quick scalp. 1 minute that trade is. All right, guys. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you guys learn a thing or two. Momentum trading, you can really make a lot of money in a very short period of time, but you can also lose a lot of money in a short period of time. So you need to know and really dial in those entries. So that's it, guys. Hit the thumbs up. I'll see you back on the next one. Take care.